Hey, mama. Baby. Baby. Hi, sweetheart. Hi, sweetheart. How are you, mama? How are you, baby? How are you? Where'd you get that, babe?
Oh, I've had this like for a long, long, long time.
She loves it. Look. She's always so happy no matter what, you know? Come on, baby girl. Come on, baby girl. Hey, baby.
Look. Oh, yeah, he was jumping in front of me. Oh,
Hey, Bobby. Bobby.
okay.
Hey,
We'll
baby.
go see the baby.
Okay. I ordered us some oatmeal from McDonald's. It's almost here. I don't know if you wanted or not.
Oh, you know, they're probably over there because they were parking.
Yeah. I think they're just pulling up.
Yeah, you betcha. And yeah, when you really think of
Okay. Hey.
Daddy's the baby is
Hey, babe. I got you. I got you. There you go. That's right. You want to. Hey, Mama. Yeah, my Bobby. Yeah, my Bobby. Uh, that's why. Hey, babe. Oh, Velvet's throwing up.
Ugh. Where's the paper towels?
Um, I don't think we do, babe. No, baby, don't step in it.
Come on, baby.
Oh, what's wrong, Velvet? Um,
Okay.
yeah, we have paper towel. I have wet wipes, but
Come on, baby.
what's wrong, Bubba?
My little hydrate.
You're a little what?
Hybrid.
Why do you say that, hybrid?
Hybrid. It's a mini. It's just a Mini Cooper. But I can guarantee you, she's not as important in this process as she believes she is. I think it's like giving a child crayons in a coloring book. This is Owen. Margaret, I need you to make her copies. Just anything. Just give her copies of some of these files. Do a pay by number. I don't care. So Mallory, thank you for thinking over even and I think it's working on Friday. So look at her flipping her pages, right? You know she's gonna shuffle pages. She can't pay her bills. She got
What's that, Ben?
I guess technically she is a little bit.
Oh,
But I can guarantee you, she's not
Here.
as important in this process. No, that's yours, babe. I think it's like giving
That's
a
okay.
child crayons in a coloring book. This is Owen. Margaret, I
Oh.
need you to
Okay.
Here.
Baby. Oh.
there you go, Ben.
just anything. Just give her some of these files. Do a pay by number. I don't care. I need some color pencils. I need some Crayola.
Oh, you
Because keep her busy and out of my hair while I'm trying to put on a dress for this woman. Woo! Lord have mercy. So anyway, just look at this picture really closely. She's holding this paper that says power and control. Okay, so they've already been talking about this on Reddit. Oh, I wish I had more time to hang out and Reddit. I don't know. I'll definitely hang out with you guys if I did. Okay, so here's what this is part of something called a power and control widget. This has to do with first, let's start by saying I do not want to disrespect anybody who feels like they are in a position where they're being abused either verbally or physically, or they're being controlled financially. I think that's a thing too, right? This is the website for National Domestic Violence Hotline. So we're not making fun of anybody that's going through that. What we're making fun of is Sarah Boone trying to use and abuse this resource to fit his narrative. No idea.
Jesus Christ.
So Mallory, thank you for saying that her students, and this was from Friday. So this is her Christmas pages, right? We basically just on pages. She can't sit still. She still has to pretend like she's part of everything. And I guess technically she is a little bit, but I can guarantee you she's not as important in this process as she believes she is. I think it's like giving a child crayons and a coloring book. This is Owen. Margaret, I need you to make her coffee. Just anything. Just give her copies of 75. Do a pay by number. I don't care. I need some colored pencils. I need some Crayola. We got to keep her busy and out of my hair while I'm trying to put on a defense for this woman. Woo! Lord have mercy. So anyway, if you look at this picture really closely, she's holding a piece of paper that says power and control. Okay, so they've already been talking about this on Reddit. Oh, I wish I had more time to hang out and Reddit. I don't, though. I'll never get anything out to you guys if I did. Okay, so apparently this is part of something called a power and control wheel. And this has to do with domestic violence. First, let me start by saying I do not want to disrespect anybody who feels like they are in a position where they're being abused, either verbally or physically, or they're being controlled financially. I mean, I think that's a thing too, right? This is the website for National Domestic Violence Hotline. So we're not making fun of anybody that's going through that. What we're making fun of is Sarah Boone trying to use and abuse this resource to fit the narrative so that she doesn't end up in jail for what she did to this man. Because she, in my opinion, is not the abused in this case. She is the abuser. Clearly, by looking at this photo, you'll be able to see that she's obviously having to study what makes an abused person because she doesn't really know what an abused person is. So this is the website for the National Domestic Violence Hotline. And here, if you ever want to the website and you want to get out of it, you just click the exit button, and it takes you back to Google. So I thought that was interesting. That was good to know. Let's look at this thing that Sarah's studying. How to be a victim. This is unbelievable, you guys. You know what would be amazing if in reading and studying all this, Sarah realizes, oh, I'm not the victim. Nah. Then it wouldn't be about her, it'd be about somebody else. And she can't let that happen. All right, so let's look at this. You got physical, violence, sexual. Go down the wheel. Okay, so these are the things where it says using coercion and threats, making the one or carrying out threats, do something to her, threaten to leave her, to commit self-harm, to report her to welfare, making her drop charges, making her do illegal things. You know why this is so interesting, you guys? The whole drop charges part? Well, let me tell you. Apparently, there is a video on Sarah's cell phone where she recorded, where she is coaching George on how to get the charges of her domestic assault in 2018 dropped. So, this is the beauty in the straw, you guys. It's going to get better this week. I just know it is. There's going to be some things come to light, and we're going to be like, hallelujah, praise Jesus, thank you, take me there. Whew. Okay, so then you have, I want to look at each of these things. Threaten to leave. A lot of people think that George was threatening to leave. That's the scariest time in a abusive relationship, is when you're trying to leave. Using intimidation. Now, they're going to bring this up. Making her afraid by making her or him, thank you. Making a person afraid by using looks, actions, gestures, smashing things, destroying property, abusing pets, displaying weapons. See, this is so interesting because up until yesterday, we heard absolutely nothing about George abusing the pets, their dogs. Sarah's dog. And now all of a sudden, he mistreats the pet. So, gee, I wonder where that came from, guys. Think Sarah's been doing a little bit of studying? And then they're talking about this bat video where he's swinging it around. I want to see it. Can't wait to see it. You know, speaking of that, 4 items that I've heard so far, I can think of off the top of my head right now, that we have not seen yet and we're wanting to see. You've got the video of him swinging this bat that was just brought up by Owen in the opening. You've got text messages between Sarah and Mo, George's brother, that the prosecution does mention in his opening. And then you have the public CCTV surveillance. We've known that was there, but we haven't been able to see it. We don't know why it becomes so important. There's going to be, I feel like there's a reason why the prosecution is holding that onto that. What's the point? There were 2 empty bottles of wine in the trash. So what was the point? What's the point of having that CCTV? I don't know. We'll see. And then there's the video of Sarah Boone coaching George Torres and how to drop the charges against her from the 2018 event that they were both arrested in. Those are going to be key, and there's a reason why we haven't seen all that stuff yet, you guys, I think. I think that they're going to be big deals. Of course, the big deal is the other video, but now see, this is right here is the area that they're going to stay away from when it comes to Sarah Boone, in my opinion, from on the defense side. Using emotional abuse. Putting the person down, making them feel bad about themselves, calling them names, making them think they're crazy, playing mind games, humiliating them by making them feel guilty. I have to keep changing the word because they put her in, and they forget that it's not just a female that can be abused, it's a male too. So anyway, that's all Sarah. Every day and twice on Thursday. You know what I mean? Like that's all Sarah. Probably the defense is going to avoid that little pie in the little wheel cog there, and hopefully the prosecution will zero in on it, which I think they are going to. Using economic abuse. Well, let's face it, George didn't have any money. Preventing that person from getting or keeping a job. Yeah, how do you do that? Oh, you have them arrested 20 times over. Making that person ask for money. Oh, you want to use my phone? Well, I'm not going to give you the code to it. You need to let me know every time that you want it to be opened. Oh, you want to use my debit card? Okay. But eventually, one day, I'm going to call the cops and tell everybody that you stole it from me because I'm mad at you. Giving that person allowance, taking their money away, not letting them know about or have access to family income. Yeah, that's all Sarah. So another little cog in the wheel they're going to want to stay away from. Okay, now this one says using male privilege, which treating her like a servant, making all the big decisions, acting like the master of the castle, being the one to define a man and woman's roles. Okay. I can see the defense using this one, and there's no way to prove it, really, I don't think, other than hearsay. Well, there might be some witnesses, I don't know. Using isolation, controlling what that person does, who they see, who they talk to, what they read, where they go, limiting their outside involvement, jealousy to justify actions. Okay, I think that could work both ways with Sarah and George, but I think that Sarah has a lot of things going on there. You know, I mean, like at one point she mentioned she knows George's schedule. And I've told y'all this before. I guarantee you that when he got his schedule, he was to report back to Sarah with that schedule, and she was to have a copy of it, and it was probably somewhere up in the kitchen, probably on the refrigerator. Seriously, I mean, when he would get on the phone with his family, regardless of whether it was his siblings or with his children, some way or another, she was always in the background screaming and yelling. Why? Because the attention was taken away from her and given to other important people in his life, and she didn't like that. And she says all the time, I tried to make him spend time with his family. I tried to get him to, you know, even though I was always trying to get him to spend time with his family, he never talked to him that much. Bullshit. She was the reason they, you know, some of it was his drinking. Some of it was him being an alcoholic. But most of it was because of her. None of his family liked her. They didn't like the way that George was when he was around her. She caused problems. Like, we've got that whole incident that happened where she caused a problem, like, between George and Mo. And again, I'm not going to blame it 100% on her. They did not like his alcoholism. But anybody that's been following this case can realize that his family was a very loving family. You know, I saw some images, and I'll have to pull them up here soon, where George took his kids at some point all weekend, took his kids and went with Juan and his family, and they went to some of the theme parks in Orlando. And there were some really nice photos. And I think I've got them fixed up where I can put them up for you guys, because I wanted to blur the kids out on them. So we'll look at those one day. But I kind of wondered, trying to look back on when those videos happened, and I want to say they happened during the time period of after she had him arrested and he was trying to get away from her. Because his Instagram is, maybe we need to dive into it one day, because it tells that story. It tells the story of how he was before he met her and how he was after he met her. I thought maybe I was the only one that noticed it until Cookie got up and said something about it. Using children, making them feel guilty about the children. Well, she's used that on him for sure with Lucas, and also, you know how she said that his ex-wife makes him feel guilty about the kids and stuff? I bet you money that she said that George tried to make her feel bad about being a shitty mom. He probably did. He probably threw it back in her face after she said something to him. I know I sound biased. I can't help it, y'all. Oh, making light of the abuse and not taking that person's concerns seriously. Saying the abuse didn't happen. Ding dong. Shifting responsibility for abusive behavior. Saying the other person caused it. Ding dong, the witch is dead. Hello. So that's the control wheel. And this is the wheel that Sarah is currently studying while she's sitting there at the table, or maybe in her spare time, free time in her cell. I wonder what she's going to do this weekend in her cell now that she has all these things at her fingertips. She's going to go back and tell all of her friends that, you know what? My lawyer is going to get me off. Let me tell you what he did. And all the girls in the jail that can't stand her are going to roll their eyes and go, yeah, good for you. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see, Sarah. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please do not forget to like and subscribe on your way out, and feel free to leave a comment. Have a blessed day.
Now it's time for Lefties Losing It. Now they're stupid, spectacularly stupid, and then there is this. Watch this leftist TikToker lose her mind and vandalize the flag display at a Greek restaurant in New Jersey because she thought the Greek flag was the Israeli flag, and apparently that entitles her to act like this. And I'm on the comment. Yeah, that was
Free Palestine. What you looking at? You know they don't go to genocide. You know it's a genocide. That's stop it. I'm taking it down. I believe this one. Take this one down right here. I don't stand for this. There's genocide, and I don't stand for Zionism. Montclair. I don't support it. There's a genocide. You know that, right? They're killing children. What's the purpose? Be proud of your heritage. Y'all understand there's a genocide, right?
Yeah, that guy's face says it all. Now, let's see how this lefty losing it reacts when told that she's attacking a Greek restaurant and tearing down Greek flags.
But this is not okay. Who's this? This is Greeky. What? This? Greeky. Oh, no, it's Israel. My bad. Really? Yeah. Oh, no. It looks like it's... Okay, well, you want it back?
Do you want your flag displayer just tore down back? Unbelievable. Just as unbelievable is the fact that that idiot chose to post that on social media. It's almost funny until you realize these people vote And when it comes to their vote, you know they ain't voting for Donald Trump. Democrats count on low information voters to consume trash like this.
If Donald Trump does win, there won't be a Democrats go back and figure out how to get more voters and figure out how to change your positions. There will be camps. There will be Project 2025. There could be arrests of people like Adam Schiff. There could be Nancy Pelosi being hauled off to jail.
There will be camps. Project 25, they are unraveling. As for Nancy Pelosi being hauled off to jail, you mean like the lawfare that's been unleashed on Republicans in recent years, the sham cases against Donald Trump? Democrats shamelessly weaponize the justice system and then they play the victim. This is classic cry-bully behaviour. Let's go to the lefty lunatic asylum that is MSNBC now. Here is Mara Gay from the New York Times claiming that men who listen to Joe Rogan need therapy and could be fascists.
Not all men are just at home listening to Joe Rogan, being angry or being recruited to fascism. Some just need therapy, like we all do. I go to therapy, that's great.
Good luck with the therapy, but perhaps take a class in English as well so you know what words like fascism actually mean. And a math class wouldn't go astray either. Remember, this is the same Mara Gay who said this on MSNBC.
Somebody tweeted recently that actually with the money he spent, he could have given every American $1 million.
Got it. Let's put it up on the screen. When I read it tonight on social media, it kind of all became clear. Bloomberg spent $500 million on ads. U.S. population 327 million. Don't tell us if you're ahead of us on the math. He could have given each American $1 million, and that much money left over. It's an incredible way of putting it.
It's an incredible way of putting it. It's true. It's disturbing. It's true.
It'd be true if America's population was 327 million. These are the people who think they live your moral and intellectual superiors, and they're idiots. Why don't we now check in on how a COVID conscious person travels? For some people, it's always much too travel as a COVID conscious person. First, I use public transit for going to the airport and get mask in the Uber, of course, and I always get mask in the airport. The Jersey police let me down, which is okay. The COVID sites in the clear, we thought they were really fun. I was out to eat, ask everyone to get their snacks, and I've had to do as much of my activities outside as possible. Clear at home, and one mask.
This is the Greek flag of note to cross in the top left corner. And this is his Israeli flag featuring the star team and a communism on this did not go well in March, which took this video of some tearing down the decorative Ukraine flags outside his modified restaurant while declaring something house. Details with the flags outside Village to groups and owners made in Greece.
Let's have a look at some of the more notable at the moment, and then how we're heading to the other at the time.
Slogans and feeling that it's time to turn the village. That's president.
Those were anybody's property.
Let's first of all start with the last decade. And what's the converge with the kind of letter coming from Donald Trump that has been designed and implemented to divide our country.
Well, the seminars that people tell the country is on the wrong track. They say the country is on the wrong track. If it's on the wrong track, that track follows 3.5 inches of revenue. That's President Biden is president. But it's the things that is 100%. The second that if you're trying to change, we've been on this for 2.5 years.
So Donald Trump has been running for office. He can't bring the person over. That was what I'm talking about. What you're talking about, Kamala, he was Biden had been in power for almost 4 years. The Democrats have been in power for 16 years, but everything is Donald Trump's fault, apparently. We're turning the page from Trump. Now, let's hear as he tries to filibuster and mislead about what the Biden-Harris administration's record on illegal immigration has been, but for once, her nonsense is called out as this interviewer knows the facts.
primary illegal arrest review estimate your administration has released into the country over the last 3 years?
Well, I'm glad you raised the issue of immigration because I agree with you. It is a topic of discussion that people want to be lightly and you know what I'm going to talk about.
Yeah, but you give a number. Do you think it's 1 million, 3 million?
Right. Let's just get to the point. Okay, the point is that we have a broken immigration system that needs to be repaired.
So your Homeland Security Secretary said that 85% of applicants
We have
the reimbursement of 6 million people have been released into the country. And let me just finish. I'll get to the question. I promise.
I was beginning to answer.
That is weird, blessed. I do have to admit that I do have to admit that I do agree with you there that it is.
Yes, ma'am. It was called the U.S. Citizenship Act of 2000.
That is weird, blessed. I do have to admit that I personally found that to be particularly askew. That is weird, blessed. I do have to admit that I personally found that to be particularly askew.
We recognized from day one that to the point of this being the first question, that it's a priority for us as a nation and for the American people.
This book now answers 2018 significant substantial decide about these conversions. Now, what year has Kamala Harris already about nationally raising that Trump looking to lock up his political opponents? Isn't that decisive of the death toll of our country?
We talked about locking people up because they disagree with them. This is a democracy. And in a democracy, the President of the United States, in the United States of America, should be.
By the way, I've gone back and watched that Kamala interview a couple of times from Fox News. By the way, I've gone back and watched that Kamala interview on Fox News a couple of times, and like, there's so many things that like not that I like missed the first time, but I guess just like I noticed more the second time around. Like I'm just so sure like the contrived anger when she's talking about Donald Trump. She's like, he is talking about turning the American military on citizens, and she's just like all mad and red faced. Sure, she's just that fucking angry when like she's making a point that she knows is complete bullshit. Like she knows that he would never actually fucking do that. And in fact, like he wasn't even talking about the American citizens. He was talking about like the illegal immigrant gangs that have been coming in, and like killing people. So like. And she fucking knows that. So, like, it's not that she doesn't know that. So, like, I'm just so sure she's just that fucking angry. And then, of course, we talked about it already, but, like, just the whole when Brett Mayer asks, like, well, you're talking about turning the page, like and just, I know we talked about it already, but like, just so sure where, Brett Mayer asks her, well, you're talking about turning the page, on the last few years or whatever he said. He goes like, but the last 3.5 years, like you've been in office, like you and Biden have been at the levers of power, and she just like leads in and she goes, and Donald Trump has been campaigning for the last 10 years. Come on. You know what I'm talking about, Brett. You know what I'm talking about. Just so fucking sure, just like the dishonesty and like, but yeah, like Brett Mayer answered her perfectly on that, where he was like, "No, actually, I don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking about?"
stay at McDonald's and looking for a job. President Trump went there and Jack and told the owner. That's a good owner. Must be a wealthy guy, huh? Well, I'm looking for a job, and I've always wanted to work at McDonald's, but I never did. I'm running against somebody that said she did, but it turned out to be a totally phony story. So, if you don't mind, I want to work the French fry counter. Absolutely. Okay, how much you paying me? How much you paying me?
Flashy media events, they will put that out there, and then there might be a small correction like this that comes out later that people will never see. Maybe Trump will find a way to get that cut through. It's either incompetence by these agencies, BLS or FBI, all the way to something more sinister, where maybe it's deliberate because they're in the business of narrative shaping rather than actually stating facts. The truth might be something different.
Well, we know back in 20, they were complicit in pushing the absolute lie, and they knew better than anyone that it was a lie, that Hunter Biden's laptop wasn't real, that it was some sort of Russian disinformation. And we saw that in the presidential debate between Biden and Trump, where Biden said it was Russian disinformation, and of course it wasn't, and that would have possibly made a significant difference if there was clarity around that issue.
Yeah, 51 intelligence agencies, so that's where those were. That became a headline.
Intelligence officers,
right? Who signed a letter saying that it's not correct, and people hide behind a fact. And as you said, Biden did hide behind it in the debate. Leslie Stahl, famously in the 60 Minutes interview, said, can't verify it, it's unverifiable. A laptop is unverifiable, and that's why Trump didn't do the 60 Minutes interview, because he never got that approach.
Now, the U.S. Border Patrol Union has announced on behalf of its 16,000 members that it is strongly endorsing Donald Trump for president. He is Border Patrol agent for Perez, who is in charge of the community's border campus.
If we allow borders on Harris,
Look at now, he's starting to contribute a Coach Gator, Coach
every city,
to look at Gamble, being interviewed by someone like Brett Baird, who I've got to say, it's not like he was interviewed by Sean Hannity or
very
Tucker Carlson or Greg Gutfeld, and you would expect that a presidential candidate could handle a tough interviewer who plays it straight down the line, and she failed.
She did take a gamble, and that is $1 million question. She would not. You could see she did not want to be there.
Media covered them a lot. How much they should
This race is very, very, very tight, and the momentum is with Trump. Historically, there is precedent where they begrudgingly, the Democrat candidate begrudgingly will give one Fox News interview when there's 20, 30 days left. Obama did it, Hillary did it, it used to be with Bill O'Reilly. So maybe she has to do that because they have a big audience, a lot of independents, and actually, frankly, Democrats watch Fox News. But she was not prepared. She was not prepared. To me, the big takeaway is she remains substance-free. She does so by filibustering, using filler words. She said multiple times, let's be clear, let's be clear. She's never clear. And she hides behind others. Like she likes to hide behind the legislative branch because everything was like, I will follow the law. Congress needs to act. So she shifts blame without weighing in on her position. Yes, she doesn't pass laws, but she can weigh in on which laws she thinks are better or not, and she wouldn't do it, and he had her neck charged.
And he knew the facts. When she brings up nonsense about this was the first thing we addressed, and we had this bill. Well, yeah, that bill was just going to create a pathway to citizenship for millions of illegal immigrants. That's not going to solve the border crisis. And he knew that level of detail. And I've seen so many interviews with her where that's not followed up. There really is, very frustrating to watch. Now,
You might remember this, Donald Trump's debate with Kamala Harris. There was a point where one of the moderators fact-checked Donald Trump when he talked about increasing crime rates.
It's happening at levels that nobody thought possible.
President Trump, as you know, the FBI says overall violent crime is actually coming down in this country. But like
Excuse me, the FBI defrauded. They were defrauding statements.
Hey, babe.
They didn't include the worst cities.
Can we
They
wait her
didn't
to go?
include the cities with the worst crime. It was a fraud.
Well, that fact-check didn't age too well, but the FBI has now admitted to excluding tens of thousands of crimes from their statistics, releasing massively revised crime data showing violent crime is up, not down. Kochar pitied the tens of millions who would have seen that debate and assumed the moderator was being accurate. That's not the case.
Yep, that's how it goes. It reminds me of just in August, the Bureau of Labor Statistics came out with a revision that the new job growth was actually overinflated by 800,000. Now this, homicides, overinflated by 80,000. And the big splashy media events, they will put that out there, and then there might be a small correction like this that comes out later that people will never see. Maybe Trump will find a way to get that cut through. It's either incompetence by these agencies, BLS or FBI, all the way to something more sinister, where maybe it's deliberate because they're in the business of narrative shaping rather than actually stating facts. The truth might be somewhere in between.
Well, we know back in 20, they were complicit in pushing the absolute lie, and they knew better than anyone that it was a lie, that Hunter Biden's laptop wasn't real, that it was some sort of Russian disinformation. And we saw that in the presidential debate between Biden and Trump, where Biden said it's Russian disinformation. And of course it wasn't. And they would have possibly made a significant difference if there was clarity around that issue.
Yep, 51 intelligence agencies. So that's where those went. That became a headline.
Intelligence officers
Right, who signed a letter saying that it's not correct, and people hide behind that fact. And as you said, Biden did hide behind it in the debate. Leslie Stahl, famously in the 60 Minutes interview, said, can't verify it. It's unverifiable. A laptop is unverifiable, and that's why Trump didn't do the 60 Minutes interview, because he never got that apology.
Now, the U.S. Border Patrol Union has announced on behalf of its 16,000 members that it is strongly endorsing Donald Trump for president. He is Border Patrol agent Paul Perez, who is in charge of one of the union's local chapters.
Yeah, for her, yeah.
Yeah, just for her.
We
And then,
allow
like, we can,
orders
like,
on
let's get some
terrorists
diet food, and then we can start walking, like,
to
twice a
win
day.
this
I can take her.
election.
They can come out
Every
this.
city, every community in this great country is going to go to hell.
How important is this endorsement? And it's been very interesting to see the union movement, who is remaining with the Democrats, who expect them all to be with the Democrats, and which ones are not endorsing either candidate, and with it, a few that are siding with Trump.
I think there's a cumulative effect with all these endorsements on a micro level. Generally, I think endorsements, the media covers them a lot. I don't know how much they shift voters, whether it's Taylor Swift or whether it's, a person over here. However, cumulatively, it doesn't matter because you get an overall picture of where the mood of the country is, and different figures, cultural figures or leaders in this case, of law enforcement coming in. And it's just a reminder that because Border Patrol has endorsed Trump every time he's run now, 16 and 20, his signature issue is immigration and the border. That is what put him in the White House in 2016. And the Kamala campaign is trying to somehow claim that issue and say that she's the only one who's prosecuted transnational, that line that she keeps saying of people crossing the border. It's flat, it's falling flat, and this endorsement, I think, sort of is just one more thing that lays that bare that she's not the one who's strong on the border, he is.
And the Trump camp has put out yet another ad. This one's got attention.
Kamala supports taxpayer-funded sex changes for prisoners.
Surgery.
For prisoners.
For prisoners. Every transgender inmate in the prison system would have access.
Hell no, I don't want my taxpayer dollars going to that. Kamala supports transgender.
Oh, hey, babe.
Kamala even supports letting biological men compete against our girls in their sports.
Kamala is for them. President Trump is for you.
I was going to ask you something. I just wanted you to listen to something. I was watching that movie Terminator Dark Fate. And, like, remember how, like, at the beginning of the movie, it's in Mexico City? And then, like, remember, like, there's that couple in Mexico City, and they're, like, making out, and then the girl falls from the sky, the Terminator girl. I was listening to it last night, and, like, usually I'm pretty good at, like, picking up Spanish, but like the girl says something that like I don't really understand. So and they're Mexican, so like shouldn't be any accent issues. But like she says something that like I. Just get it to the part. Okay. 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 So just listen for a second. So.
Yes. Sí, ya sé. Yo siento lo mismo.
Yo siento lo mismo.
Yo sé que sí. Vamos.
Te vas a quedar así, vamos. Right here. What is she saying?
Yes.
What's she saying?
Dana?
It sounds like she said apenas, right?
Guess he isn't doing what's really like that.
Because like she goes down and feels her pulse. Yeah, she goes down and feels it. Oh, now I got the caption.
Yes.
So it says she's alive at apenas? Like, why would she say apenas?
Oh, like barely.
So, okay, so, okay.
She's barely alive.
She's barely alive is what she's saying. Okay, I got it. Because I heard that and I was like it, like for me, like the lives, I'd be like, está viva todavía or something like that. But I heard her say that, I was like, what? Like, how does that?
Yeah,
It's like,
apenas is like barely.
yeah, just barely. Okay.
Also,
Please. He's in great danger. He can't without me. And I could just make her fall in love.
Right now. Not for a while.
I don't see any choice but to recommend the review board that you stay here for another 6 months.
15 minutes ago. The sun was running down here.
The Galleria?
Like 15 minutes ago. The sun was running down here.
The Galleria?
I'll make some quarters. I'll be back, all right?
You know, Jennifer? You know this one?
No, I don't know.
You know this one?
No, I don't know. John, not now, not now. Hey, there's this couch. Scope. Check it out. Split it, man. Just go. Yeah. Hey, man, I think I saw that kid's one.
Hey! Hey, hey! Get down.
Okay, time out. Sit down the flag. Time out. Sit outside the flag.
Education system where an entire semester of coursework is now on boundaries. Imagine an education system where an entire semester of coursework is downloaded directly into the student's brain in the blink of an eye. Every lesson, every subject, every student, total recall. Imagine a high-tech medical center where a neurosurgeon can remove a brain tumor with absolute technological precision without missing the sunset. Where a mother can tuck in her child and say goodnight from halfway around the planet. Where contact lens neural vision enhancers make human error a thing of the past. It's happening today. Cyberdyne Systems. That's right, Cyberdyne. Bigger, better, and stronger than ever. And we're ready to lead the world into a future beyond imagination. Our goal is complete domination of global communication. Cyberdyne Systems has always been a pioneer in advanced robotic systems for medicine, industry, and consumer products, making your life happier, healthier, and richer. Cyberdyne Systems is also the leader in defense technology. In fact, Cyberdyne is about to unveil the most powerful thinking machine ever created, Skynet. When the Skynet system comes online, this nation and our allies will be protected by the ultimate guardian. The first fully computer-controlled defense system. Skynet satellites in orbit high above the Earth can look through any window in any building, in any city, anywhere in the world. Targeting the bad guys before they can target you. Commanding all our weapon systems as one coordinated force. Skynet can react instantly with anything from a strategic airstrike using a single drone to the deployment of 10 armored divisions or the 6th Fleet. Skynet also commands the nation's nuclear arsenal, taking it out of human hands and reducing the possibility of error to absolute zero. Soon, we can all sleep soundly, knowing that Skynet is watching over us. Thanks to Cyberdyne Systems and Skynet, our children will grow up in a world free of fear. Cyberdyne Systems, the future of information systems and robotics, the future of national defense. Cyberdyne Systems.
Are we in? Everybody, we don't have much time. Skynet is your enemy. It must be destroyed before it destroys us. Don't believe this cutesy pipe video and their slick marketing. These corporate pigs aren't selling safety, they're selling death. They should all be taken out and barbecued.
Remember, she's one of tense. Okay, attention everyone in this building. Security. This is a warning from the human resistance. Cyberdyne is a menace. Skynet threatens the future of the human race. We're gonna stop it. You have 5 minutes. Repeat, all civilians in this building have 5 minutes to get out. Okay. Well, now listen to me very carefully. Only days after its completion, the Skynet computer will turn against us, launching an all-out war against it. The battle will last over 30 years, with the fate of the human race at stake. How do I know this? How do I know it's in the future? Because the future made me a visit. Once Terminators back through time to remove those who would oppose it. John and I were at the top of their heads. But the resistance sent a lone warrior, a protector for John. A Terminator programmed to defend human life. And despite my reservations about his he defended us to the very end. He sacrificed himself to save the future. And then John and I were we prevented Judgment Day, but it's starting all over. Skynet must never be completed. Get out of the building.
And friendlier for everyone. And that is perhaps Satellite's greatest breakthrough. An incredible new technology that will change your world today and tomorrow.
To security on all the doors, key,
The future. It's happening today. And Satellite Systems, we are the future.
Let me take a moment to apologize for that silly interruption. It only takes a few down individuals to everybody. I'm sure you haven't philosophy of female food. Running enough of that. We just open the doors to our auditorium will open towards you. Towards you. If they're too close, they will hit you. The future is waiting. And safely as possible. Also, we must insist everyone go all the way around to the end of your road. And every available seat in order to all of our side going every reach in this house. Designed by our cyberdyne engineers to ensure that everything is just. Now, before we get started, we also need to go over the short few announcements for your safety. As our cyberdyne, we must insist everyone remain seated during the entire duration of our presentation. Also, due to the monumental day that we have here in the Michael J. Tyson Memorial Auditorium, we would like to invite you all to videotape. Well, and secretly photo. Me.
Whoa, where are we? The future. Final Fantasy between machines. Right, I made this stuff do that too. Maybe it won't.
Oh.
held a rally in Detroit, Michigan last night, hoping to preserve what's left of the Black vote. Many Black people are thankfully finally fleeing their party. And she brought out a big celebrity, unintended, to help. Singer Lizzo made perhaps the dumbest statement ever on a campaign.
I'm so proud to be from this city. You know, they say if Kamala wins, then the whole country will be like Detroit.
That's a comment that Donald Trump made, because obviously Detroit is a hell.
Detroit. Brazilian like Detroit.
A complete ghetto like Detroit, with one of the highest crime rates in the country. In fact, it's a big celebrity, unintended, hell. Singer Lizzo made perhaps the dumbest statement ever on a campaign trail.
I'm so proud to be from this city. You know, they say if Kamala wins, then the whole country will be like Detroit.
That's a comment that Donald Trump made, because obviously Detroit is a hell.
Like Detroit. Brazilian like Detroit.
A complete ghetto like Detroit, with one of the highest crime rates in the country. In fact, if you search YouTube for streets of Detroit, even with the massive algorithm manipulation, you just get a bunch of videos of people literally just driving around Detroit to show people how horrifying it is. It looks like scenes from The Walking Dead. The real streets of Detroit, Michigan, 2023. Detroit's real streets at night. You can tell from the thumbnail just how safe that neighborhood is. Detroit hoods at night. Looks like a fantastic area. Oh, look at all these shorts. But Ratchet Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett has a theory about why Detroit hoods at night. Looks like a fantastic area. Oh, look at all these shorts. But Ratchet Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett has a theory about why so many inner cities are complete hellholes and crime-infested wastelands.
He said that we've got these cities and these towns that are being overrun by gangs and the crime
She's complaining about Donald Trump.
out of control. I absolutely agree with that. And guess what? It's the MAGA gang. It is the white supremacists that have decided to descend upon places such as Springfield, Ohio. So I agree with them. I just disagree with who the problems are. The problems are him and his minions.
Well, you learn something every day. I had no idea that white MAGA gang was responsible for turning the black communities in Detroit into this lovely upscale neighborhood filled with a bunch of fixer-uppers. The other creeps in Hollywood are all rallying the night Kamala now in the final few weeks before the election, like Ben Affleck's ex-wife, Jennifer Garner, who said perhaps the second most insane thing on a campaign journal.
Listen, I know you've knocked and knocked, and I know you've called and called, I know you've given and given, and you're worn out. But the truth is, you are the front lines. This is it. I mean, I'm looking at these beautiful faces.
Look at how scared she is.
These women and these strong men. God, is there anything sexier than a man who's like meant for Kamala?
She's a comedian. Who knew? Here's one of those men for Kamala right here. Join. Hey, gang responsible for turning the black communities in Detroit into this lovely upscale neighborhood filled with a bunch of fixer-uppers. The other creeps in Hollywood are all rallying the night Kamala now, the final few weeks before the election, like Ben Affleck's ex-wife, Jennifer Garner, who said perhaps the second most insane thing on a campaign trail.
Listen, I know you've knocked and knocked, and I know you've called and called, I know you've given and given, and you're worn out. But the truth is, you are the front lines. This is it. I mean, I'm looking at these beautiful faces.
Look at how scared she is.
Women and these strong men. God, is there anything sexier than a man who's like meant for Kamala?
She's a comedian. Who knew? Here's one of those men for Kamala right here. Joined her on stage last night in Detroit. Brace yourself because there's some mega cringe coming in 3, 2.
How y'all doing?
All right. My name is Max Patrick. I am a born and bred Michigander, a fellow on the Michigan One campaign, and president of Students for Harris Walls at Wayne State University.
The president of Students for Harris Walls at Wayne State University. What a surprise! And this government life form has got to be the president of White Dudes for Harris.
Should you come all in contact with family members just because they are voting for Donald Trump?
This is not a meme, by the way. This is a real carbon-based life form. There's no like filter on there. This is how it presents itself to them.
Yes. Yet so far, they have not been able or willing to listen to compassion, to listen to kindness, to listen to you, or even to do their own research and discover that hatred's not the answer, that love and kindness is the answer. If they're unwilling to change, they must experience consequences. And you should not withhold those consequences from them. The consequence in this case would be they don't get your beautiful, loving, wonderful presence in their lives.
I would actually give anything to never have your presence in my life or anywhere near me. But unfortunately, these guys, carbon-based life forms, demonic creatures, are no longer just relegated to the Jerry Springer Show or Tumblr or TikTok. Now they, of course, are celebrated in all of the mainstream media and even welcomed and celebrated in the U.S. military.
The military be so silly with their rules.
The military be so silly with their rules. I have to translate this ghetto nonsense.
Like, why did I just get in trouble for having a pink one time?
And why were you allowed in the military in the first place?
Then I got in trouble for wearing lip gloss. Yeah. Yeah. And God forbid I wear some mascara.
And an actual American soldier has to serve with this thing. And billionaire Mark Cuban, who apparently is transitioning into Rachel Maddow, has a theory about why no actual men support Kamala Harris.
That's criminal by mail voter.
no screw venom. Suck my dude. Chop my dude, like a puppet. Lick my dude, lick my dude, like a puppet. Lick my dude, like a puppet. Suck my dude.
Thank you for calling Clear Spring Healthcare. This is Jesse Stevenson, licensed agent on a recorded line. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with today? Oh, okay. Thank you so much for calling, ma'am. What can I do for you? Okay. Yeah, I'll be very happy to help you with that. What questions do you have? Mm. I think that's the initial limit. So what that means is, that you have basically you have an annual limit of $2,000 a year on your prescriptions. Once you reach that, if you reach that amount paid out of pocket, then the plan will step in and say, okay, you've met your annual maximum. Now your prescriptions are going to be $0. So it's basically like the same thing as like an annual maximum, annual out of pocket maximum. It's just applied to prescriptions. Does that make sense? Okay. Right. Hmm. Okay. I mean, it would depend where you got these survey. Do you have this plan currently, or you were just looking at that plan? Oh, got it. Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay, understood. Yeah, so with that, as long as long as it's at a covered hospital, as long as it's done like at a hospital that's in network and with an in-network doctor, then it would just be you would just pay the out of pocket. What's the word? Sorry, the copay for outpatient surgery. It would basically be kind of like considered an outpatient surgery, and so right, I understand. Mhm. Oh, okay. You're asking if that one's in network. Okay, yeah, I can look that up. What is Let me see here. What is your zip code? Okay. Uh, Uh, okay. And I'm sorry. What was the name of that again? Farnes Jewish. Um, oh, and are you in Bond, Clinton, or Madison County? Madison. Okay. All right. And how do I spell that name of that place? Got it. Okay. Is this the location in Alton, Illinois, the One Memorial Drive? Okay. Oh, it is. Okay. Oh, got it. Okay. But you live in Illinois though, right? Okay. Yeah, so the plan doesn't cover out of state services. So yeah, no, it wouldn't be covered. The place would have to be in Illinois. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I didn't have better news. Okay. Take care, man. Yes, hello, ma'am. This is Jesse Stevenson, licensed agent with Spring Healthcare. I'm just reaching out to you because we had a missed call from you, and looks like we got disconnected. So I just wanted to get back to you and answer any questions that you had. Please give me a call back at your earliest convenience. I can be reached here in the office at my callback number, which is it's 224 332 2354. Once again, that is 224 332 2354. Very much looking forward to speaking to you soon, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. Take care. Bye bye.